Today I'd like to talk a little bit about softness in the halter. The purpose of this is to create balance, unity, and clear communication to your horse. Not only important here on the ground, but going to transfer up into the saddle when you're riding. So you can understand why it's very important that we check in on this. Even after our horse is finished and done it, and we haven't used it for a while, come back, check in, or if you have the green horse, and you're just teaching them for the first time, it's really important. It's going to, like I said, create balance in your horse, understanding when you're asking him for something, you're not just going to be pulling him around. He'll understand and meet you in the middle. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the points at which my horse should be able to yield to the halter pressure. And the first point I would start with would be the nose pressure. So I can take a hold under the chin, and I'm just going to add a little bit of pressure to his nose, and I'm going to wait. So it wasn't much, but she gave just a little bit there, and I can build on that. Maybe she's never done it before, and she doesn't know quite what I'm asking. So I'll wait, and there's a little bit more, and I'll reward. And we can do this in series. We don't have to get her really soft all at once. We'll just get little bits, and as we're doing this, we're going to come in at a really soft feel under here at the halter knot. We'll wait on her. There it is again, okay? Good. And again, I'm going to come in really soft, and she was even lighter in responding to me that time. So I could build on that, and I could ask her to be softer and wait maybe a little longer there. And once I have her yielding to that pressure on her nose really well, I might add in her moving her feet at the same time. And here we get working on that really nice backup, that yield to pressure on the nose. Wait, 1, 2, okay? And that's all we need. So once I have her yielding to a little bit of pressure, easily here under the chin, I'm also going to take note that when I ask her to yield, she's giving softly and not necessarily popping her head right up right away. So if I ask her for that yield and she wants to pop her nose right up right away, I might ask her just to wait a little bit longer, stay soft for a little bit longer before I give that release, once I've got her understanding what it is that I'm looking for. And as we go on, she gets soft in her nose when I add that pressure, and I can ask her for a little bit of movement from her feet. And we can start building on softness in the halter that's now translating down through her feet. And she's soft and light as I ask for that backup. The next spot that I would look for would be a lateral softness, where I could take a hold of the side of her halter here, and I could ask her to come round with her nose softly here. It's important when you're teaching the lateral yield with the halter that her head is staying level. So she's not going to be coming around here and her ears are tilted and she's giving me her nose. Say she was tilted like that and she was giving me her nose, but her head was kind of tilting sideways. I want everything to stay really balanced through that yield when I ask her for her nose. So I'm going to come in here at the side like this when I start, and then I can help her stay correct because I can stick my elbow on her neck and I can help her to come around correctly and balanced and yield. And so it's just a little bit I'm looking for at the beginning, and as I go I can ask her for a little bit more and a little bit more, and she'll maintain that softness because she's understanding what I'm looking for. Once I have it good on the left side, I'm going to come over here to the right side and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'll stick my elbow on her neck so that I can help her be correct and balanced through this. And I'll start teaching her that when I ask for a little bit there of her nose, she comes through and reaches back to me. Okay? A little bit of pressure on the nose. And I'll start out really soft and just increase as I need to. Wait, good, there it is. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so again with the lateral softness and yielding to the halter pressure, we can start there where we're helping her very clearly be accurate and balanced through that turn. And then we can come back here to where we might be when we have our reins, or we're teaching her to ride, or maybe she's already riding, but we want to get her softer in the bridle. We come down to the ground, work on this here. And when she has the right idea here, then we can go into the saddle. So that's okay. I asked her for a yield and she went the wrong way, so I'll just wait on her. She'll get it. There it is. Good. Good. And this is not something that you just do with your green horse. This is something that you can do. You can check in with your finished horse. It's you know, something that they should know, and it shouldn't take too long for them to pick back up again if they've gotten a little bit dull. But I definitely find that if I'm doing something with my more broke horses, this might be an area that they get a little bit dull in. Or, you know, my kids' horses, you know, they get used to just doing their own thing, so we can check in here. And another area that I'm going to look for is I like them to be able to yield pressure from the top of their pole. I don't want to force her head down, but I definitely want to be able to, if I need to, ask her for a little softness down to the ground. She's very good at that. Your horse might be a little hesitant at first. Don't force him, you know, little steps, just like we did when we were yielding that nose to the chest, little steps and reward, okay? And watch when you're doing this specific one, that if you bring your horse's head down and it gets lower than yours, watch he doesn't pop his head back up and hit you in the face. So be careful that your face is out of the way when you're asking him to come down here, and that you're not holding him down at the ground, but just gently asking him for that yield and release. So those are the 4 basic spots that I would look for my horse to be able to be soft in the halter and yield to pressure. I'm really curious to see what you guys find when you go out and try it with your horse, and I hope that you will let us know in the comments below your experience with these 4 spots of yielding to halter pressure. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.